break me up. God's going to break me up right now, so watch yourselves. You go, oh my God, I'm fully awake. This is such a great place. It's so magical. Happy New Year. So I'd like to start off with my talk with a joke. And we're at, picture yourselves in heaven. And there's a gate there, and on one side of the gate is a line of 1 million men, and there's a sign that says, they are not the bosses of their house. Millions of men are lined down the side. And on the right-hand side, there's one man here, and the sign above him says, the boss of his house. So the gatekeeper comes over to the one man and says, sir, I don't know if you realize it, but there are millions of men down here that want to know your secret. How did you become the boss of your house? Me? And he goes, oh, I don't know, my wife told me to stand here. So here we are, we're standing here in the presence of a new year. Most of you are looking at your physical being. Some of you are looking at your mental health, your spiritual health. It's a great time where we willfully, for about 10 days, do something that we want to change, and then we fall apart, and we go back into our own way, and we talk about what could have been. We could have had that body we wanted, we could have been awake, we could have done prayer, meditation, we could have done a mind-blowing number of things, could have written that book, could have done whatever that we wanted to do, right, but we didn't get a chance to do it because we got in our own way. And so here we are again in another new year. We are entering, and we are in 2011, entering what some will call the apocalypse of 2012, so you really have about 2 years to live your life. It's pretty much all over. If you listen to people, if you listen to the TV and radio, and you listen to what people talk about, we are pretty much done within 2 years. So give yourself the life, live it well. I'll be living in a renaissance in 2012, a renaissance of creativity, a renaissance of imagination, and a renaissance of love, because that is essentially where we're going. You can believe that, or you cannot believe that. You can discover it on your own, whatever you want to do. So as way has led to way in my life, I am writing my second book, and my second book is on a boxer. I bring that up because some of you wake up in the morning as boxers. Right? You wake up in the morning, and your mind starts to chatter, and before you know it, you're already like this. And some of you are jumping around, you're like, oh God, another day, okay? I gotta do another day. What's gonna happen? Who's gonna come at me? What's gonna happen? Is my boss gonna yell at me? Is my partner gonna yell at me? Oh my God, what's happening? Right? And we move, and we're constantly boxing, and we're looking for someone to fight and resist, and things are coming at us, and things are flowing in front of us, and we're boxing them, and we're resisting them, and we become really good fighters. Right? Go see our family, we become really good fighters. We're already planning for the fight. We're very trained boxers. I'm going to go see my parents today. Yeah, I'm going to see my parents today. Oh yeah, I got it this time, right? I'm going to see my partner today. She's not going to get me this time, right? Or he's not going to get me this time. Got a business meeting at work. I'm going to really show them I'm good. You know, I'm really good, right? All this fighting isn't helping the planet because it's your fight. Because when we take away the people that we're blaming and the people that we're complaining about, what's left? Us. The storyteller, which is you. Man, I can just see you right now. So when we come here on Sundays, we come here to a spiritual center, we talk about spiritual things, and we talk about spiritual matters, and we talk about great prophets. And yet we neglect the fact that each and every one of you is a prophet. So what are you prophesizing? Where are you coming from? Because really, when you look at the life of Jesus, there's a great moment where Jesus has been fasting for 40 days and 40 nights, and Satan comes up to Jesus, and he says, look at this world. I will make you the king of this world. And what does he say? Get thee behind me, Satan. Get thee behind me. There is only one God, and I am devoted to God. But yet, in each of our lives, when something happens, we just jump right into it. Someone lies to us. Someone cheats on us. Someone manipulates us. Someone starts a war with us. Someone wants to fight us. And what do? We just jump right in. And then we come here on Sunday and we learn from the masters. And Jesus is showing you in his life. Buddha is showing you in his life. Muhammad was showing you in his life, right? Mary, Mother Mary, was showing you in her life. Babaji, like whoever you look to, whatever prophet that you prophesize or you talk to at night or you think about or whatever religion you come from or spiritual practice, whatever it is, it's the same message. The message is give up the fight. If God is everywhere and God is love, that means that right where you are, God is, and right where you are, love is. So what are you fighting? Well, you're fighting love. How can I give to somebody that wants to fight? So I'll give you an example of my life because the Lord knows every time I come here, there's always some incredible experience that I went through. Most of you are like, how does he do it? Does he just create it? I probably do. You know, we're all creators, so I'm probably creating experiences so I can come and tell you about it. I was coming out of a Christmas party, and I was walking down the street at the Christmas party, and this gentleman was walking towards me, and at that moment I went, oh my goodness, I'm going to be robbed. So I turned around, and he was looking at me, and his eyes went, whoop, and they got really big, and my eyes went, whoop, and they got really big, and then I ran, and I started running for my life, and this man is yelling at me to come back. So now we're running down the street. I'm running full board down the street, and he takes me, and he throws me into a parked car and starts kicking me. And he wants my iPhone. I give him my iPhone, and he takes off down the street, and he hops into another car, and they take off. Right? I go back to the Christmas party, and I announced to everybody, he was like, ooh, Christmas! I was just robbed. Everybody's like, what? What just happened? So I went home that night. And one of my teachers once told us a story of transformation, and you don't realize your own transformation until a situation happens, and then you realize that you've transformed. I got home that night, and I prayed for that gentleman and his friend. And I prayed for myself. Then I prayed for both of us. All three of us. Then I prayed for everybody. And I said, I don't know why he's in my life, because we're all trying to figure out the mystery, right? Oh, I know what's going on. I totally know what God's talking about right here. Right? And we walk around, we talk. We know nothing of the magnificence of who we are. We know nothing of the mystery and the magnificence of creation. We know nothing. We can stand in ignorance or arrogance, as I call it, and say that let me judge you because I know more than you. That's ignorance. Arrogance is when you're above it. So I prayed for him. Then the next day I went and I actually did a national commercial for Nissan. I'm on set and I'm working. I come home that day and they found my phone at a Borders on Sunset and Vine. Wow. They were like, don't you think this is a crazy story? The next day you got your phone back? So I said, thank you, God. I continued. I got my SIM card in there and all that other great stuff. But what I realized was I gave up the fight. True, I ran from it. I ran because I thought I could outrun it. Moral of the story is you can't. So you might just like this view that Yogananda would have went, oh, you want this? And gave him his wallet. True story. So here we are, and I'm writing this book. I'm writing this book on the boxer. And in my research, I discovered something by John Denver. I'm going to read this to you because I believe this is the path that we're all on. John Denver, grandma, gave him his first guitar when he was 10 years old. The guitar was built in 1910. It was a guitar that John Denver would carry with him for the rest of his life. On one of his tours, he left the guitar at the place he was playing. So he thought he lost the guitar, that was it. A couple of weeks later, someone sent him the guitar back, they found it. So he said that he asked the guitar what the guitar had done without him, what was the stories the guitar had for him, and he told the guitar all the stuff that happened while the guitar wasn't there. He started laughing, and this song came from that. Okay, so I'm going to read you the song, and I'll tell you why it has something to do with this story of love. It's called This Old Guitar. This old guitar taught me to sing a love song. It showed me how to laugh and how to cry. It introduced me to some friends of mine and brightened up some days. It helped me make it through some lonely nights. What a friend to have on a cold and lonely night. This old guitar gave me my lovely lady. It opened up her eyes and ears to me. It brought us close together, and I guess it broke her heart. It opened up the space for us to be. What a lovely place and a lovely space to be. This old guitar gave me my life, my living, and all the things you know I love to do. To serenade the stars that shine from a sunny mountainside, and most of all, to sing my songs for you. I love to sing my songs for you. Yes, I do. You know, I love to sing my songs for you. You're built from unconditional love, brought into this world to love. How are you singing your song? Most of us sit at home and we're by ourselves, so we watch TV or we do stuff to keep ourselves occupied from who we are. And all that time, God's there. At no point in your life has God not been there. At no point. Think about that. There was a time when you felt like God wasn't there. Wow, why is this happening to me? You want me to build an ark? You gotta be crazy. Right? We've all had that moment. But we're busy talking about our own crucifixions, and we're not talking about our own resurrection. What are you resurrecting from? Look at your life. It's like Joseph Campbell talks about the hero's journey. The hero's journey is difficult sometimes. Why? Because as spiritual beings, you have to be self-observing all the time of yourself. Not a second can go by where you don't acknowledge what you're telling yourself. You don't acknowledge what you just said. Do you enjoy the songs that you sing to people? Do you enjoy how you're treating yourself? Do you enjoy... Because really, we're just talking about ourselves, right? We're just talking about love. Tommy's saying that. We're just talking about loving ourselves. And when we're on this spiritual path, what we neglect to talk about is humor. Do you laugh at yourself? Do you just give up and laugh at yourself and go, you know what, here I am trying to control everything, I can't control a certain thing. At all. I can't control anything. Right? Or do you go, oh no, I can't believe this is happening, what am I going to do? Oh, help me God, help me, please. Please help me. If you build it, it will come. But what if it was already here and you just need to acknowledge it?